So at this stage, you have found a repository that you want to contribute to. So this is what you have to do next. Obviously, you have to read the README file, which is clearly telling you to read it to understand what the project is about, what you should know, what it does, how it behaves, the timeline, for example, what features they are hoping to work on next, and stuff like that. So once you read this, you are going to be able to basically download the project and use it, and hopefully how to contribute to it. Some repositories do have another file called contributing.md, which you can find around here. As you can see, here's the README, but this repository doesn't have a contributing.md. If it does, read that as well, because it's going to contain information specifically for people interested in contributing. Once you have that handled and you've read all the information necessary, you go up here to the Issues tab, and you go ahead and see what issues they are having. Issues are basically things that they want to be done, but they still haven't been done. This is your opportunity to look at what you want to do and basically start doing it. So for example, this is an issue. They want subtitle error checking. They have put a description of what they want to do. And if you are interested, usually what you have to do is to just put a comment, hey, I'm interested in working on this. Can you please assign me to it? It's as simple as that. And if you're feeling nervous, you don't have to get assigned right away. It's gonna, you can like work on it in the background, and whenever you see that like you're making actual progress, then like put a comment over here. But this is gonna ensure that someone else doesn't start working on this while you're working on it, because duplicate effort is never nice. So say this is what you want to contribute to, right? The next thing you have to do is to come back to the code tab and make a fork of the repository. Once you make a fork, it's going to basically copy everything that you see over here and put the copy in your hands. With that copy, whatever change you make, so that like if you screw up or something, it's not going to affect the main repository, which is handled by the owners. Once you click on this, it's going to take a few seconds, but you're going to see something like this. It's a complete carbon copy of the original repository, with the difference that it's now owned by you. This is my profile. This is like completely yours, so you can like start actually changing the code and stuff. Then you can come here, make a new branch for the specific thing that you want to change. I'm gonna create a branch called demo contribution. I can create this, and if I go back, it's gonna be here. You're gonna basically make your changes here and then push this up to the main repository, which is the original. So at this stage, you can actually clone the repository, which means that you download all the files and you can open up Visual Studio Code and start making changes, debugging, whatever you want to do. I'm going to make a very simple change here. Say I want to edit the README to make it more clear. I can go here in the code and say, switch to the editor. Say I want to add a comment, add a text here that says edited to show people how GitHub works. Put that, you commit changes, update README for demo, you put a commit message, you commit the changes. And now your change has been made, and if you go to like your fork of the repository, you're going to see that on readme.md, you have a commit called update readme.md for demo. And you're going to actually see the change right here because readme is shown by default. Up here, you notice that it tells you that your repository has changes that you just made, and now you can actually compare and make a pull request. A pull request is basically a request you make to the owners of the original repository to pull your changes back into their repository. So once they accept your pull request, the repository is going to have all of your changes, all of your improvements, whatever, right? The process is quite simple. You just click on compare and pull request. You put a message, just like what you changed. You can put a longer description here. And then once you're done, you create a pull request. At that stage, a request will go right here in the pull requests tab in the original repository, and it's up to the owner to accept or decline this request. Expect them to put a few comments, like maybe they want to ask a few questions to clarify some things. But once that's done and it's merged, you are going to be a contributor and your face is going to appear here. That's me. So that's the essentials of how GitHub works. And don't worry if it's too fast, you can always watch this later once you actually make a contribution to something. So yeah.